Dear friends, now I am going to discuss about array. So before going to use the command array, so I have drawn a circle and a rectangle. So now go to the command line, type array, ARRAY and press enter. Now it is asking you to select objects. So you need to select objects. So you can select any object. I am selecting this circle. After selecting, you need to press enter. Then it is asking you enter array type, which type you need. So what type of array you need. So the first one is rectangular, second one is path, and the third one is polar. So first we will use this rectangular array. Defaultly it is in rectangular. So again we will give some rectangular array, how it will apply. Type angular. So again we will give some rectangular array, how it will apply. Type R and press enter. See, after clicking R and pressing enter, see how the circle is going, how it is creating. See, in a rectangular pattern, so the selected object will be formed, and you can see here there are columns. See, in the ribbon area, after selecting rectangular array, so you will see this area. See, there are columns here. There are 4 columns, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4. These are called columns. So you can give as you wish the number of columns. I am changing here to some 6 and press enter. See, so it will be 6 columns. And what is the distance between column to column? So it is the distance between which you need. So defaultly it is 347. So it is some value is there. So you can also change this value as you required if you need any distance to column. And there are rows here. It is defaultly 3. So 1, 2, 3. These are rows. You can change these rows to some 5 and press enter. So that see, it is creating 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the distance between row to row, how much distance you need from this row to this row. So you can also change this value, or you can also change total. That means the distance from here to here it will show. See, it will show from here to here the distance, and it will show the distance here column to column. See, from here to here it will show. You can also change those distances. There are levels here and levels between, and there is a total level. So if you need to apply these levels, so you need to change this view to 3D. So I have changed this to 3D. Now this is level 1. And if you want to close this, if you want to come out from this array command, you need to click here, close array, so that you will be get out from this. Now again we will use this command. Go to command line, type array, ARRAY, and press enter. Now select objects. I am selecting this circle and press enter. So that you need what you need. You need a rectangular array or path array. So you need to select here and type. I am typing R and press enter, so that a rectangular array will be activated. See, and there are different options here. Associative, base point, count, spacing, columns, rows, levels, exit are there. So now we will use this associative. Type AS and press enter. And after activating associative, create associative array. It is defaultly in yes. So we will see how it is applying and press enter. See. Associative means if you give the rows as you wish and columns as you wish, and you can give the distances as in similar case. See, here also it is activated. Defaultly it is in associative mode, so that you can give any number of rows and any number of columns as you wish, so that it will create an array like that. So if you change this to 2 and press enter, and if you change this to 5 and press enter, see how it is creating 2 columns and 5 rows are there. So now there is an option, second option, base point. Type B and press enter. So now defaultly the base point is here, so and you can also change that base point as you wish. See, you can click any point. I am clicking here, so that see it will be changed and directions will be changed to here. See, to here, and defaultly the base point is here to this object. So type B and press enter. Again I am changing the base point, or it is also known as some key point. I am clicking here, so that see the base point is here. And what is the use of that base point? And you can change the base point. See here there is a triangular option, and you can click here, the left click of the mouse here, and just drag your mouse, so that see any number of rows you can add. See, and click anywhere on the screen, so that that number of rows will be added. And if you click here this triangular grid point, I am clicking here and just drag your mouse. See how it is going, and you can click anywhere on the screen, so that it will be formed. See, and on the screen, so that it will be formed. See, and if you click here and just drag your mouse, see columns will be added. See how many rows are adding. See, just drag your mouse, click and drag your mouse, so that the rows will be adding, and click anywhere on the screen, so that that much will be added. And if you click on here, if you click and just drag your mouse diagonally, just click and drag your mouse diagonally, then at a time the rows and columns will be added. You need to move the mouse diagonally, cross. You need to move the mouse in a cross way. See, and click anywhere on the screen, so that those number of rows and those number of columns will be added. So it is known as the base point, or we can also say it is as key element or key point. And now there is spacing. Yes, and press enter. So specify the distance between columns. So defaultly it is 347, the distance between columns, and you can also change this to some 200 and press enter. See how the columns have changed the distance. See, and press enter. Now there is an option of columns, so it is the total count of these rows and columns, and I am giving the columns COL. Type COL and press enter. Now it is asking you to enter the number of columns. Defaultly 9 is there, and you need to give some value of 5 and press enter, so that only 5 columns will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. See, and you can also specify the distance between columns also after giving. So defaultly it is in 200. Now you can give some 500 and press enter, so that the column spacing will be changed. And you can also give rows by giving this command R and press enter. Now it is asking you to enter the number of rows. So defaultly there are 5 rows. See, 5 rows, and I am changing this to 3 and press enter, so that only 3 rows will be there. 3 rows. And if you need the distance of, defaultly the distance between row to row is 579, and I am changing this to some 300 and press enter, so that the distance will be changed, and press enter. Now there is an option of levels. Type L and press enter. So defaultly the level, see, enter number of levels it is asking you, and I am changing this to some 3 and press enter, and specify the distance between level to level it is asking. So how much distance you need from level to level. Defaultly it is 1. I am giving some 5 and press enter. See how it is applying. Now we can change this view to 3D. See how the levels are applying. I have given 3. So the distance is very small and we need to change this distance. So I am changing here, and you can also change here by going into levels. So type L and press enter, and defaultly I am giving 3. And distance between level to level, we need to change this to high value. I am giving some 100 and press enter. See how the levels are creating. So layer by layer, it will be creating, and if you can see, click here and just drag your mouse so that those will be added. So the levels will be not visible in 2D. So you need to change the view to 3D. See, and if you can click anywhere, so that will be added. And if you can click here and just drag your mouse to increase horizontally and click anywhere. So like that the levels will be added in Z direction, it will be added. And if you want to come out from this command, just click here, or you can also use this command exit. Type X and press enter, so that you will come out from this command. See how the layers are creating. Now press enter to activate the last used command, or you can also give the command array ARRAY and press enter. And now select objects. I am selecting this and press enter. And you can also not only circles, you can also use to rectangles, you can also pattern all these types by using a rectangular array. Type R and press enter. So let's see how it is. Rectangular pattern will be there. So not only circles we can make rectangular pattern, but we can also make any squares or rectangles. Anything we can make pattern. That means pattern make using a rectangular. So it will be formed rows into columns. The pattern is known as a rectangular pattern, and you can click here and just drag your mouse, and you can click this point and just drag diagonally so that rows and columns will be added. And you can change the number of columns and distance between columns and the total distance. And here number of rows you can change, and the distance between row to row you can change here, and the total distance between one row to last row you can change here. And you can change the levels and the levels between, and the total distance between the levels you can also change. And you can also change the base point from here, and or you can also change from here. If you want to come out from this command, just click close array, so that you will come out from this command, or you can also press enter to come out from this command. So type Ctrl A and give the command E and press enter, so that all the objects will be erased. Now I am drawing a circle. Now this type of patterns are there, and again I am going to the command line, type ARRAY and press enter, and I am selecting, I need to array this part, this circle, so that I am selecting objects as the circle and press enter. So now we will use this polar array, and after we will use this path array. See here, enter array type. It is asking you to enter array type. I am using the polar. So now type POL and press enter. See, now it is asking you to specify center point of array, from which point you need to make array. Polar array means 360 degrees it will make array. In a circular pattern it will form. So rectangular array means in a rows and columns it will be formed in a rectangular pattern, and in polar array the objects will be formed circularly around the circumference. So now I am selecting the center point of an array, and I am clicking here, so that see, defaultly here items are 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items are there, and the item to item distance is 60 degree, and fill completely it will fill 360 degrees. The items will be filled with 6 items, and the distance is here, it is showing a 60 degree distance. And if you need these 6 items in a 30 degree and press enter, then within the 360, see, the complete distance will be changed here. So within this part it will fill, because we have given item to item is 30 degree. So to fill these 6 items in a 30 degree, so the total distance will be 150 degree. So you can also change the items. See, if you want 360 and press enter, now the angle will be changed, and you can also change these rows and rows between and the total distance, and you can also change the levels. Yeah, similar to the rectangular pattern, all the options are similar here, but the polar command is used when there is an axis and those elements are to be patterned around the circle or around an axis. About an axis it will form a pattern. So in that cases you need to use this pattern. You can also change the options from here in the ribbon area. Now there are different options here: associative, base point, items, angle between, fill angle, rows, and all are there. So defaultly it is in associative because it is in associative mode. Defaultly it is highlighted. Now we will use this base point. So see, this is known as the base point. Click here, base point, type B and press enter. Now see, defaultly it is here, and you can change the base point to here also, so that it will form from this point to the pattern will be formed with respect to the base point. So it is the use of base point. You can also change the base point with respect to that base point. The pattern will be formed, and there are items, and type I and press enter. See, enter number of items in array. So we have given 6 items. You can also change these items to some 10 and press enter. See, now items will be increasing. So we have given 10 items. So angle between, it is asking now angle between, type here and press enter. Now it is defaultly 36 degrees because we have given 10 items. So these 10 items to be filled within 360 degrees, so that item to item distance will be 36. You can also change this to some 25 degree and press enter. See, so item to item distance is 25, and you need to fill that with 10 items. So this space is remaining. See, it is filling 10 items within 25 degrees. See, so item to item distance is 25, so that the total angle is 225 degrees. So now fill angle, how much you need the fill angle. See here, fill means fill angle, how much you need. Type F and press enter. Now defaultly it is in 225, and you can also change this to some 330 and press enter, so that within 330 angle it will fill the items. See, and now there are rows. Type RO W, type RO W and press enter. Now it is asking you enter the number of rows, how many rows you need. Rows means, see, this is a row, and a row, another row will create beyond this point, and the row is 1. Defaultly I am giving some 3 and press enter, so that see, and another row has created. It is one row and another row has created, and what is the distance between row to row? 655 distance is there. I am giving some 1000 and press enter, so that see, your row to row distance. This is one row, and this is second row, and this is third row. So like that you can give any number of rows, and specify the incrementing elevation between row to row. It is defaultly 0. I am following the default values. Press enter. See, and there are levels. Type L to activate this command. Type. Now it is asking you enter number of levels you need. See here, it is also their levels, and now here the rows are there, and rows between 1000 and total distance is 2000. You can also change from here, and levels you can also change from here. Level means those levels will be viewed in 3D. So now defaultly it is 1. Now I am changing this level to some 2 and press enter. Now we will check, and what is the distance between level to level you need. So I am giving some value 500 and press enter. So now check the level. Go into this 3D. See how the levels are creating. So one by one the level is creating here. See, the levels are created. I have given 2. So with respect to the pattern, it will create a level. See, again we will use this level. I am clicking here. So level is 5 and press enter. See how it is created. So level is 5 and press enter. See how it is creating level by level in 3D. So it is some confusion way. So I am giving some value more than 500 and press enter. I am giving 1000 and press enter. See how it is creating level by level. And if you can rotate this, and you can see how the level is creating. See, these are the levels. In Z axis it will create. See, and now if you want to rotate this, just use this rotate items. See, I am going to here rotate items, type ROT and press enter. Now it is asking you rotate arrayed items. Yes, defaultly it is in yes. So if you want to rotate, so you can also change the options. No also. So I am giving the default value. And if you want to come out from this command, just press exit, type X and press enter, or you can also close this array. Type here, just press here, so that you will come out from this command. See, type Ctrl A and give the command E and press enter, so that elements will be deleted. So now we will use the path array. So before going to that, I am drawing a spline. So, and I have a component here. Now go to the command line, type array ARRAY and press enter. Now it is asking you to select objects. I am selecting this circuit, rectangular array and polar array. And now we will use this path array. Type PA and press enter. Type PA and press enter, so that it is asking you to select path array, path curve. It is asking you to select path curve. So I need this path curve and I am selecting this. See, after selecting, as similar to rectangular and polar arrays, so the options are similar, and here also the options are similar. So within that curve, the items will be filled. See, and the distance between item to item is this much, and you can also change if you know the values. So, and you can also change the rows here, it is in 1, and row to row distance you can also change from here. So in ribbon area you can change as you wish. So it is default in associative, so that it is filling the curve. So there are base point, you can also change the base point, and you can also change the tangent direction, and you can also measure. See, all these options are somewhat we can use. See, first it is default in associative mode, no need to use this again. So this is known as an associative mode, and now there is a method pilot into some items. See, you can also change this base item, base point. See how it is changing. Now there is an option of base point. So base point is similar to rectangular and polar array, so you can change the base point, and you can change this tangent direction. Type T and press enter, and specify first point of tangent direction, and it is asking you, and this is the first point, and you need to click the second point of tangent direction, and you need to click anywhere. See, I am just clicking here, so that in the tangent direction, so the pattern will be formed like that. So it is use of tangent direction. And items, type I and press enter. See, here items are there. Type I and press enter. Now enter number of items along path, how many items you need. So there are 14 items totally, the path has filled, and now I am giving some 10 items and press enter. See, within the tangent direction the 10 items will be filled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10 items will be filled. And if you want rows, how many rows you need, and type R and press enter, so that enter the number of rows. So defaultly it is in 1. So row means as it is in circular pattern, the rows will be added. See, default it is in 1 and I am giving some value 3 and press enter, so that the rows will be adding. See, this is 1 row, this is 2, 3. 3 rows will be adding and forming a path array. And you can also give the distance between a row to row. Default it is in 200, I am giving some 500 and press enter. See, so the distance is 500 from row to row. You can also give those values and press enter. And now see, next levels, type L and press enter and enter the number of levels, how many levels you need, and default it is in 1 and I am giving some 3 and press enter. And the distance between the level to level is 1 and I am giving some value 1000 and press enter. See how the level is creating. Now we will change this view. See how the levels are creating, level by level. We have given more value, so it is forming like that. Press enter. And in Z direction, see, it is asking you to Z direction, type Z and press enter. So array maintain Z direction for all items in the array, it is asking. So default it is in S. So I'm not going to change anything, just press enter. And if you want to come out from this command, type E and press enter, or you can also click here, close array. See, so that you will come out from this command. So in this array command there are 3 types. One is rectangular array, second one is polar array, and the third one is path array. So if you want to make number of copies or number of items in a rectangular pattern, that means in a pattern of rows and columns, you need to use that rectangular array. And if you want to copy the items, or if you want to form the items in a circular pattern about an axis, then you need to go for, and now we have any regular shape like splines and any profiles, and if you want to fill that profile with some items, and then in that cases you need to go for path arrays. So like that we will use most of the time these arrays. See, and you can also find this option by going into the ribbon area. See, I am going here and I am clicking here array drop down. So you can find rectangular array, second one is path array, and the third one is polar array. So if you click, and you can use, the options will be same, no change in options. You can also use from here. I am clicking here.